in Georgia. Court documents say a woman who knew Xavier Bass in Georgia says he told her weeks before the shooting, quote, Xavier broke down and told her that he needed to drive to Texas and that she would find out why when she saw it on the news. She says she was trying to calm him down and prevent him from going. Investigators say she was present when Xavier FaceTimed his father, saying he was going to come to Texas. The woman said Xavier blamed his father for, quote, he felt his dad could have made things better and not left him with his mom to struggle.
Damn,
Wow.
Daddy left. Shit. He went out for a pack of cigarettes 18 years ago.
Or the mom ran him off.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why.
Yeah, man. Your mom could have got a better job too. Your mom could have went to school with so much stuff for sisters. Sisters got so many opportunities. Saks
She's part of the most educated group in America.
Saks, isn't Saks giving sisters money, loans, and stuff like that? What do they call that? Goldman Sachs. You know, sisters millions of dollars. Sisters, man, all this stuff. Yeah, all this stuff out here for sisters, man.
Your like mom billions for Boom Guisha or something.
Yeah. Dad could have made things better and not left him. Yo, that's some bitch ass shit, man. Listen, man. That's some bitch ass shit right there, man.
I mean, so he's been with the mom for all this time. What do you think she's been telling him about Dad?
Oh yeah, nothing good. Nothing good. Still though, like it's still some bitch ass shit, yo, because you know Dad supported him. You know that guy had with the job he had. You know that sister hit him.
I bet that son was paying child support.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And he moved on. He probably was really happy too. that's Dad was probably hella happy. You know,
his glider neighborhood was. Maybe he had a glider wife. Who knows?
Most likely. Most likely, my G. Most likely. Most likely.
Timed his father, saying he was going to come to Texas. The woman said Xavier blamed his father for, quote, he felt his dad could have made things better and not left him with his mom to struggle. On the day before the shooting, Xavier allegedly told the woman, quote, he was going to drive to see his mom, sell his Mustang, and check himself into a mental hospital. She and others attempted to call Xavier on the day of the shooting, but they never heard back. Now, what's unclear is how long it will take the process to get Bass from Georgia and extradite him back to Texas. So we're waiting on an update from police on that.
All right, Stephen, thank you.
Newly released surveillance video giving us our first look now at 3 suspects wanted in a shooting that injured 5 people in Philadelphia's Grays Ferry neighborhood. That shooting happening at a Chinese takeout restaurant at 27th and Dickinson Streets on Monday night. That video showing the suspects when they first began shooting towards that restaurant. Philadelphia police telling Action News more than 40 rounds were fired during this gun battle. Investigators believe one of the injured was also a shooter, that person being held as a suspect.
The important thing is that, you know, that store is not allowed to have bulletproof glass for the Chinese people to hide behind.
You know, makes black people feel like, you know, uncomfortable, you know.
Almost as much as like being around under black people.
Wow.
Philadelphia police say 5 people were injured during a gunfight at a Chinese takeout restaurant in Grace Ferry. It happened last night at 27th and Dickinson Streets.
Police say several customers were inside at the time, including a child. More than 40 rounds were fired during the shootout.
Tuesday night, the big story on Action News is a barrage of bullets fired at a takeout restaurant.
Customers who were there picking up orders ducked for cover in the chaos. Action News reporter Annie McCormick live at police headquarters with the details. Annie.
Yeah, and Rick and Shari, a young child was inside at the time. Luckily, they were not injured. According to police, they say that 4 of the victims were taken to Penn Presbyterian Hospital. The 5th was taken to Cooper Hospital in Camden, where they underwent surgery today. All are in stable condition.
Okay, so all the people in the shootout got state-of-the-art surgery, man.
Patels are getting excellent training in trauma surgery in Philadelphia. Shit, I think they actually do send like medics and people there as well. You know, in the Army.
Wow.
I thought I read something about how there's a cross-training program because they're seeing way more fucking combat in Philadelphia than anywhere else, any other theater.
I'm telling you, in the type of guns too, like they're shooting shit that
To get more than this, you have to go to Ukraine or Africa.
Wow.
Condition.
Okay, we also have 27th Snyder reported gunshots, about 20 to 30 shots heard.
911 dispatchers fielded multiple calls after a barrage of gunfire targeted this intersection at 27th and Dickinson just after 10:30 last night. More than 40 shots were fired.
We have 3 gunshot victims that just showed up at Pricey.
In total, 5 people were hit by the gunfire. Of the 5 victims, all are men. 3 are 21 years old, another 23 years old, and the 5th 45 years old. The shootout hit people inside and outside of this Chinese takeout restaurant. Inside, they found at least a dozen shell casings where customers were waiting for orders. A child was also inside at the time and luckily was not injured. Police say at least 2 of the gunshot wound victims inside of the store fired back. The severity of the injuries vary. All were shot in their legs or arms. At the scene.
Wow. So 2 gunshot victims. So it was a shootout. This was just a war scene. Like you're in there, and then next thing you know, you're in the middle of a straight up battle out of like Saving Private Ryan and shit. Wow.
Saving Private Ron Quavius.
Right. And sons don't care who they shoot. Like there's no care.
Yeah, at least the Germans listened. You know, they obeyed some international laws.
Right. Sons just shoot. They don't care who gets shot.
And they did recover a semi-automatic gun with an extended magazine.
And we believe that was one of the weapons used. And we believe that may have been dropped by one of the shooters after they were struck by gunfire from individuals in the store returning fire.
I heard rapid gunfire because I don't know how many shots.
Residents heard the bullets fly for several minutes.
I stood in the house because I don't want to get involved because God forbid. They got kids to worry about.
And police say that a dark-colored SUV was seen fleeing south on 27th Street. They think it possibly could be a Jeep. If you have any information, they ask you to contact police 215-686-TIPS. For now,
Dark-colored SUV with dark souls.
What's happening, John?
Hey, what's up? Who's that?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, man? I sent you an email.
What's your thoughts, man?
Man, just more of the same. You know, my first thought was, though, honestly, was the person who had the child one of the shooters in the restaurant.
Yeah, whose child was it?
I think it may have been somebody. It's a carryout, so it could have just been a customer skit. Like, let's go get some carryout. You know, like, I mean, it's a person's kid. I mean, you know how the carryout be.
What time was this shooting up?
I don't remember. It was at night, I think.
It was at night, but can't remember.
That's the thing, though, about them blacks and
was
the
inside
kids,
at the
man.
time. Luckily, they were not injured. According to police, they say that 4 of the victims were taken to Penn Presbyterian Hospital.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in D.C.
Breaking news in Fairfax County. Police have made arrests for the drive-by shooting in Annandale that left a 14-year-old boy dead. He was one of 2 teens shot on Friday night at the Fairmont Gardens Apartments.
One of like 10, 14-year-olds killed in the last week.
Where? You talking about in D.C. area?
Oh, no, all over the country. There's been like...
I've been more than 10, 14. But, listen. This right here is Annandale, right? Annandale, Virginia. I canvassed out there before. And, you know, I got to know some of the business owners out there. And one of the ones I got to know was an Ombrito who owned a car wash. He told me all the businesses in Annandale are Asians. You're all Asians. and they run everything out there in Annandale, and they don't like on burritos, and they don't like blacks, but they really don't like blacks. And a lot of them, the people who work at the carryouts in Northeast DC, Southeast DC, in the hoods, they live in Annandale. You know what I'm saying? Their kids go to private schools out in Annandale. They pay for private school with a lot of that carryout money. But Annandale is historically a Asian area. So now we got, an upscale Asian area too, man. Korea.
Annandale really was a way stop on Little River Turnpike, which was the way you would come from the agricultural areas to Alexandria, which was a port. And so markets developed around the agricultural areas. In 1963, Fairfax County was the leading dairy producer in the Commonwealth of Virginia. You could drive out to the new Dulles Airport, and on all sides of the road were cows. Now it's tech firms. I saw Annandale start to change in the late 80s. West Group developed a little shopping center on Little River Turnpike. Later, that shopping center was purchased by Korean American businesses. And quite frankly, when the Korean American business community came in, they sort of salvaged some areas of Annandale that were really struggling.
My mom's restaurant was definitely a first generation Korean restaurant. It was a restaurant made for just the actual Korean community itself that had migrated there. And I think it's the joys that I saw from preparing the food, eating the food, and like how it brought people together that brought me into the restaurant world. Kogia, the direct translation in Korean is, hey, it's me. We are a Korean barbecue restaurant in the heart of Annandale. We attract the suburban areas, and then we also are not too far away from DC. Korean barbecue is so interactive. There's no cooking done really in the kitchen. Everything is done in front of you.
I feel like there's a group here that I'm not seeing.
Brings people together. When you want to get good Korean food, Annandale is the place to come. Anything authentic, you need to get to Annandale. The fact that the Korean community was here and it's still known as
The one thing they won't tell you, and this is what I learned canvassing out there, talking to people, that weren't Korean, they are very rude to you when you go into the establishments if you're not Korean or you're not Chinese, because they don't want you to come back. So they give terrible service to non-Koreans out there.
Like the original Koreatown of Virginia, I think still has that draw.
We're a very welcoming community. We always have been. I've always felt my children got great education because they were raised in a diverse community.
It's the close-knit community that I want.
Here's the thing, diversity on the whole maybe isn't so bad. Like some people is really the very violent downside of diversity, honestly. If it were just Patels and Asians and Umbritas and Sandmen, there wouldn't be this level of violence.
Glider woman.
Hey, somebody in your comments mentioned the two Sunmen killed on Southern Avenue in DC today. I can't remember. Regular Degular, I think, mentioned.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Savrix, man. He says there's something in the movie Blade Runner called an empathy test, and was used to tell the difference between human beings and replicants, which were artificial slave beings, but they appeared human.
The Voight
That
Common
can't be
test.
real. You saw that?
Yeah, it's an old sci-fi movie where they have robots that are indistinguishable from people. They have like a test where they can tell them apart.
Empathy test. Listen, man. I always say this: we're not human. I tell you that we are not humans, man. I've been saying that for a while, man.
I don't think we need a test to determine. I don't know.
We're different, man. We're just a different species, man. And listen, man, of course it's not all, but it doesn't matter that it's not all. Because in Negroes in Negro land, you gotta mute yourself, bro. In Negroes in Negro land, everybody there wasn't down with the bullshit either. In Negroes, there was some people that was just, the mob, the collective just sweeps you up into that stuff, man. Doesn't matter if all of you, each and every single one of you, is not down with the bullshit, the degeneracy.
Breaking news in Fairfax County. Police have made arrests for the drive-by shooting in Annandale that left a 14-year-old boy dead. He was one of 2 teens shot on Friday night at the Fairmont Gardens Apartments on Little River Turnpike. The 16-year-old, who was also hurt, is expected to be okay. Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey joins us now live with what the victim's family and the police chief are saying about this tonight. Julie?
Well, first of all, Leon, take a look at this tree here and this big mark left behind by one of the bullets that went flying on Friday night. Now, within the last hour, Police Chief Kevin Davis and a group of commanders came here to tell us and to tell this fearful community that arrests have been made in this case. But sadly, some of those bullets Friday night, they hit 2 teenagers here. And now one family in particular, instead of planning for the fun summer holiday ahead, they are planning funeral arrangements for their loved one. Home security video capturing the barrage of gunfire Friday night around 11:15. More than a dozen gunshots can be heard as a car drives by a group of teens gathered on the sidewalk. They run. In the upper right corner of the video, a 14-year-old falls to the ground. A 16-year-old is shot and takes cover near a dumpster.
For a shooting, caller was advising there was a drive-by shooting, 2 subjects shot.
We have 1 victim unresponsive. We have a victim with a gunshot wound to his lower body.
The teen who was killed, Elvis Anderson Grande Gonzalez.
Damn.
Oh,
Hombrito.
wow. They don't like hombritos either. Salute hombritos.
Just 14 years old. The medical examiner's office says he died of a gunshot wound to the back. Elvis did not live at the apartment complex, but was there with friends. A relative sharing her sorrow with our news partner, Telemundo 44.
I feel so bad. Terrible.
She asked that we conceal her identity. She says Elvis loved music, football, and soccer. But she also says she'd worried about some of the friends he'd been hanging out with. She told us through tears how this sudden loss has devastated the entire family.
I miss you. He's my everything, he's my baby.
Some consolation, though, for the family and this fearful community coming late this afternoon as Police Chief Kevin Davis announced 2 arrests had been made.
We have made an arrest. Just several hours ago, we obtained a petition charging, sadly, a 15-year-old shooter with this senseless murder. A 16-year-old accomplice has also been charged.
Davis says the department had already put a program in place here and at the nearby Colmore community, stepping up police patrols on foot and bike to try to make it a safe summer. Friday night's shooting only underscoring the need for the police presence here.
It's hard to guess.
Now, the police chief says they have not.
I can't even guess who the suspect is in this one.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably some hombritos.
Your news when
you need it. NBC4. Yeah, probably hombritos, man.
Hey, that's MS-13 territory, ain't it?
Maybe, but I know Herndon. Yeah, they could. I don't know exactly, but I know Northern Virginia does have some.
Wicked is suspiciously absent here to explain all this to us.
I know, man. He like Candy Man though.
He took a night off from hating on some man.
Wow. Yeah, they're doing 4th of July in DC. I like riding around in DC on 4th of July. just because it's so many people doing fireworks, like every block, every corner, every open space, nothing but Negroes, doing, like, I'm talking about, like, they drive up to Pennsylvania and get the big shit. Because once you cross the Pennsylvania line, it's like a bunch of fireworks depots that sell like the shit that like the government uses for their displays. And sons go up there, spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on that stuff, and just bring it back to DC and light up the night sky, man.
Hey, you heard about that apartment building got burned down by the fireworks?
Nah, I heard something about that. Let me see.
Put all them niggas out. They set my backyard on fire about 2 weeks ago, man. Maybe a month ago, man. Niggas shooting fireworks, man.
Yeah, I'm all for fireworks, but like a whole bunch of some people shooting off fireworks sounds perilous to me.
It's something bad is going to happen, man. Whenever you have us in the mix, something bad happens. It just is how it is. We make bad things happen, and that's such a that the firework, what it is such is something that we wouldn't have created. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we don't understand its power, full power. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah, go
How in the
ahead.
hell do the niggas afford $2,000-$3,000 fireworks? They shooting right now in the backyard of my house, man. How the hell they afford it, man?
You've been in DC for a while. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they shooting them right now. I'm saying, how the hell they afford them, bro?
Nigga, listen, black people buy what they want and beg for what they need.
It's my community, and I want to do my part to help the community. Even though they're only 18, Michael Brown and Lawson President have come a long way. And as they get ready to leave for college, there's no question about what they want to study. I really wanted to be a cardiologist when I was about 8 or 9.
Hopefully becoming a psychiatrist in the future, because I love to talk to people, and I know mental health is a big thing, especially within marginalized communities.
They couldn't be more prepared thanks to the Young Doctors Project. Over the last few years, they've studied in summer academies at Howard, attended weekly Saturday courses at the university, and received hands-on training at community clinics, which they put to...
Listen,
Yeah.
man.
This is definitely marginalized, right?
Yeah, you marginalized, man. You poor
We salute to
man.
them, though.
This shit done quit going to the doctor.
Yeah, man, these poor kids, man. Look at it, man. They don't have the same access as other kids from other communities. Their zip code. They was born in the wrong zip code. Yeah, man. It's funny how these kids. And listen, I don't know these kids' backgrounds. I don't know whether it's because they had a father in the home or whatever the fuck, man. But these kids are doing this, and there's other kids doing other things.
to the Young Doctors Project. Over the last few years, they've studied in...
I was going to ask you how many of them you think would actually become doctors?
There's 11 here.
11? Medical doctors, maybe 2. Because I mean, it's my cousin. I showed you guys the other week. I went to my cousin's. She graduated from med school, man. And what is she? She's 28. She's 28, and she just graduated from med school, and she's got placed at a hospital in Houston. She's from New York, and she got placed in a hospital in Houston. And,
hey, let's play a game. Pull up all them niggas and let's pick out the doctor, the one you think will become a doctor.
I like these kids' chances though. These kids, the way they talk, like if you look at the way they talk, it's not. I don't sense some like, yeah, I'm still trying to be down. Even though he said that little marginalized community comment, that kind of was a red flag. But for the most part, the way these kids express themselves,
look at their head.
But I mean, Yeah, all of them nappy headed. Yes. Yes, all of them are nappy headed.
To be a cardiologist when I was about 8 or 9.
Hopefully becoming a psychiatrist in the future, because I love to talk to people, and I know mental health is a big thing, especially within marginalized.
Well, the way these kids express themselves, I got to give them credit, man. I can't knock that, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're, you know,
They're gonna be government workers.
These kids are. I don't think we have to worry about these kids. If these kids were to like pop up on some crime blotter at some time in the future, I would be shocked. I think these kids can maintain on the straight and narrow, man. Just from the way they talk, man. Sons, they don't talk.
That one little nigga talking that mental health nigga, he be the one making excuses for them niggas. Guarantee. He be like, what?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that they're not gonna be woke or anything, but I don't think they're gonna end up in prison.
Cardiologist when I was about 8 or 9.
Hopefully becoming a psychiatrist in the future, because I love to talk to people, and I know mental health is a big thing, especially within marginalized communities.
They couldn't be more prepared thanks to the Young Doctors Project. Over the last few years, they've studied in summer academies at Howard, attended weekly Saturday courses at the university, and received hands-on training at community clinics, which they put to good use.
One time I was on the metro and some guy had a seizure and I needed to do CPR on that man.
Brown was able to save the day thanks to what he's learned from Young Doctors Project. And now 11 more future physicians are following in his footsteps. Friday, News 4 sitting in on the Young Doctors Project 12th annual White Coat Ceremony. Organizers say it's an important first step towards a career in medicine for young Black and brown high school students here in D.C.
And what I hate that black and brown shit. That shit is so annoying.
Hey man, I got a question though. Why it couldn't be a black coat?
I don't know, man. Because maybe if cops will pull you over, they see you in a black coat, man.
Yeah, they jealous.
Have a hood on it, man. Shout out to Gary Reed, man. He walked past the Fever and Aces game yesterday, and most of the people walking out of the arena onto the strip was rocking Caitlin Clark apparel. By the way, it's 115 degrees here today. Yikes. That's insane. Yo, it was probably like 78 here today in Pennsylvania, and that was good. That was great.
I know.
For young Black
in Louisiana.
In my last week it was 80 and my grass was turning brown.
Organizers say it's an important first step towards a career in medicine for young Black and brown high school students here in D.C.
And what we're trying to do is just open the pipeline.
Based on the numbers, these future doctors...
The what? The prison pipeline or the school, the med school pipeline? What kind of pipeline, brother?
It's the hood to med school pipeline.
Yeah, the hood med school, man. That's right, brother. Like this brother right here,
Hood
man.
to hospital pipeline. Wait, we already got that one.
Salute to this brother, though, man. I mean, I know he gonna say some woke shit. They can't help it, but salute to these people, man. These are a bunch of first-person players, so you know it's gonna be like, we the first black, and then black. But they still doing some good things.
We're trying to do is just open the pipeline.
Based on the numbers, these future doctors are on a straight path to success. Organizers say 90% of the program participants graduate high school in 4 years and 82% go on to college.
We want them to be our physicians. We want them to be our thinkers. We want them to be our PhDs. We want them to be the health professionals of the next generation, and we know that they can do that.
Brown is heading to Morehouse this fall and President Duke, and these future doctors say they're ready to get to work.
And knowing that we're making change for the future and the face of medicine to eliminate these health disparities that we learn about, it's going to be an amazing thing.
In the district,
health disparities. But yeah, man, still, man, shout out to them, man.
Well, yeah, so the Surgeon General recently declared gun violence a public health crisis, right? And this is the way they're looking at this shit in these institutions. Like, this is a health problem that, this underserved community doesn't get focused on, and it's because of that there's all these deaths that could be prevented. It makes no fucking sense.
Man, Wow.
Like it's a failure of the medical institution in this country, because it doesn't focus on Black communities. Like that would make any fucking difference whatsoever. Maybe if they set up, triage centers in the streets of DC and that kind of thing. Maybe they haven't gone far enough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's these programs, that program, it got those 11 kids, but I think those 11 kids were already on the right path. I don't think they got any kid that like had a couple of open cases for carjacking and turned him into a doctor. I don't think they did. I think those kids was already on the right path. So, but that's good that at least they got a program for those kids, because I do lament that most of the programs offer, piece of shit kids.
Salute to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a.
Did you see the glider woman who got murdered in the French Quarter?
Nah, man.
Tour guide.
Oh God. We'll get to. Let me get back to the regularly scheduled programming, man. We'll get to that. We'll get to that one.
It's a story you'll see on 6, only on 6. The suspected thief is caught on camera stealing mail in a plantation neighborhood. Now, there's still no word on how he obtained a key to get inside that mailroom. The story from NBC6's Nico Clements.
So the president of the Homeowners Association, Nick, says when you watch this video, it really looks like this person has done this before. So first things first, this is a gated community. And Nick says somehow this person got a code to come inside the neighborhood. That's first. But not only did he have a code, he had a key. And he was able to get inside all of these mailboxes one by one. Now, he thought he wasn't seen, but he was wrong.
You see it on the news all the time, and you see it's not going to happen to us, but it happened.
Like a thief in the night.
Took every single mail from every single box.
Everyone's mail gone, and the suspected thief was caught on camera.
Was a thief in the night. Not like a thief in the night. You're on mute, Doc.
What are you seeing here, Hot Black?
Pooch, I see mask.
What are you seeing, like, feature-wise, man? What is it telling you?
I don't know. The ankles seem thicker than I expected here. It's hard to tell from this angle. The lower jaw area seems to be protruding somewhat. Possible evidence of prognathism.
Anything else, man?
This angle, and I'm not really prepared to make any other judgments yet.
It's not going to happen to us, but it happened.
Like a thief in the night.
Took every
Bit
single
of a bop there.
Like a thief in the night.
Took
Yeah, white man don't walk like that.
That's a bit of a casual stroll.
That's how I walk, man, too, man. I got a stereotypical son man walk, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a stun man walk, man. Son man, yeah, we got a different rhythm, man. We different frequency, man, to our steps, man.
Thief in the night.
Took every single mail from every single box.
Everyone's mail gone, and the suspected thief was caught on camera. Nick Hamp is the president of the Homeowners Association at the Cove at Largo Mar and Plantation. He says early Wednesday morning, this person broke into their mailroom and first spray painted the surveillance camera, but that didn't work.
He thought that he sprayed it good enough that there wasn't a camera shot of him.
A shot of him opening up the mailboxes and stealing all the mail.
He knows what he's doing. Brought his garbage bag with him, loaded everything.
Back of the neck. Did you see that?
You saw him take everything out of every single one of these boxes.
He took every single piece of mail.
But what do you think he gonna do with all those bills and shit? It's gonna be mostly bills.
Cost that shit. He looking. Think about it. Let's just say he gets some like it's some seniors in there and their checkers in there. Their little their little whatever seniors check they get, or somebody disabled got an SSI check. Let's just say he get like out of that whole haul, he get maybe let's say 4 checks and it equal up to like $2,000 or something like that. That was well worth it, my G. You know? And then think about all the other stuff you can get. Credit cards that like if he knows somebody, like him doing this tells me he knows people that can like crack cards. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I get credit cards sent to me. Like the trial, all I gotta do is like, you know, call the number and activate it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. They can take cards. And then you know, what I mean, this is a lot of information, man. He has on different people too.
The key to get into these things, isn't that like is that one of those mail keys or something like that?
Yeah, they probably robbed a mailman at gunpoint.
Ham says the key this person used is the same key postal workers use when they deliver mail. The question is now, how, who, and why?
He thought he got away with something. Well, we got his car and we got him on video. You saw the video, and he will get caught.
So Plantation police are investigating. We also reached out to postal police to find out how the
Plantation police are investigating.
Worry not, good citizens. Race soldiers are on their way.
Wow, man.
This person was able to get a key to get inside all of these mailboxes. We are waiting to hear back from them. Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
Nico, thank you.
Running game on the plantation.
And now at 6, we're following new developments in the investigation of a Fort Lauderdale elderly couple murdered in their own home. Detectives located a stolen car and the man who allegedly took it. But as CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor found out, an arrest warrant is revealing more details.
A granddaughter of the murder couple is mentioned in the arrest warrant document. She was interviewed by investigators around the time the man accused of stealing the car was arrested. Apparently, they knew each other very well. 89-year-old Major Melvin and 82-year-old Claudette Melvin was.
His
We
name was
did this
Major.
story. Yeah, we did this story a while ago. The old folks they didn't have any leads. It was just like basically like just some people that came and killed these people, and no one had any information on it. Police had nowhere. They didn't know where to look. And thanks to good police work, months of good police work, not giving up, they found something.
89-year-old Major Melvin and 82-year-old Claudette Melvin were shot to death at their home in Melrose Park back in March 22nd, 2024. According to Fort Lauderdale police, 30-year-old Maurice Anthony Newson stole the couple's vehicle hours after the crime.
Had you heard from this subject before?
No. As far as this perpetrator, right now, we're just working with the detective.
Fort Lauderdale police released a 23 pages arrest warrant of Newson, where they included interviews with a couple's granddaughter, which the detective does not reveal the woman's identity, but wrote, during the interview, she changed her answers on questions she was previously asked. Who was in line to receive the grandparents' house upon their passing? In previous interviews, she stated that she and her mother would be the sole heirs of the residence. In this interview, she stated she was never next in line to receive her grand.
So she employed this guy to kill her grandparents so she could get the house. So this fucktard is going to prison for the rest of his life. And the girl ended up not being in line to get the house.
Did not plan that one out well. You really got to make sure all your T's are crossed, so to speak, here.
Yeah.
Or you go hire a son hitman to slaughter your grandparents.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just a simple trip down to like the city building or whatever the hell, whatever.
I don't think
building.
this was no clean hit, if I have to guess.
Wow.
Maybe hire a lawyer to get this checked out before you go ahead and do this.
And that's an old Haitian looking son, man. But
oh yeah, these are definitely Haitians down here.
With a couple's granddaughter, which the detective does not reveal the woman's identity, but wrote, during the interview, she changed her answers on questions she was previously asked, who was in line to receive the grandparents' house upon their passing. In previous interviews, she stated that she and her mother would be the sole heirs of the residence. In this interview, she stated she was never next in line to receive her grandparents' home. On page 20, detectives addressed the suspect with the same woman and wrote, she provided a photograph of Maurice Newsom Jr. She stated that they had been in a romantic relationship in the past. She provided that Maurice came to the residence following the homicide.
This is the first time you're hearing about this man?
Right now, I can't totally answer that question. What is happening is it's an ongoing investigation, and we're not sure where we are with making an arrest, but we're just hoping and praying that the evidence will lead to this person that took our parents away.
Mitchell tells me since March 22nd, the family has not been able to rest.
Maurice Newsom has been out on bond since last May. Today, police are urging the public, if anybody has any information on this case.
So this guy's been out on bond. He's been strolling the streets, man. You can bump into that guy at the grocery store.
So the granddaughter is fucking
making an.
Yeah, it's just, what a strange country, man.
Arrest, but we're just hoping and praying that the evidence will lead to this person that took our parents away.
Mitchell tells me since March 22nd, the family has not been able to rest.
Maurice Newsom has been out on bond since last May. Today, police are urging the public, if anybody has any information on this case, it is crucial that you contact Crime Stoppers of Broward. Remember, your identity can remain anonymous. We are in Fort Lauderdale. Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
What was supposed to be a dream come true, now remembered as a nightmare. A South City couple robbed at gunpoint at their own wedding. This is First Lord 4 at 10.
This better not be no fucking sons, man. John, when you hear these Negroes on Chaotic Triz channel talking about, like, you know, how they ain't never do shit and black people ain't never be doing nothing and all that, I just want to fucking take them down and put them in, like, the Clockwork Orange chair and fucking strap their eyes open and subject them 24 hours straight to this.
Do you think they believe that shit?
They probably still won't after that, but I don't know. I think a lot of them must. They're just fucking delusional, and we've seen that a lot.
Do you think they believe it, John?
Shit, like, for years and years, I used to offer niggas to come over here and live in the ghetto and prove how much they believe it. And they spent everything they had to not live in the ghetto. So they put their money where their mouth is. They don't believe that shit.
I almost hope this is on burritos, but I guess we're gonna find out.
Green light. If this is sons, we need a
green light, fucking for sure.
Robbed
It's
at
St. Louis.
gunpoint
It's
at
St.
their
Louis.
own wedding.
I put my money on the son man in St. Louis.
Yeah, I put my money on the son man in St. Louis too. Facts. Wow.
What was supposed to be a dream come true, now remembered as a nightmare. A South City couple robbed at gunpoint at their own wedding. This is First Lord 4 at 10. I'm Corey Stark.
And I'm Samantha Jones. Tonight, instead of a honeymoon, this couple is praying and asking for your help after the groom was shot in the head.
Tonight, he is still in the ICU as police hunt for the shooter.
And our Alexis Odos joins us live now in this heartbreaking story. Alexis, where exactly does the investigation into this stand tonight?
Corey, Sam, we are outside of St. Louis Police headquarters where investigators are still looking for the two people that walked into a backyard celebration and changed a couple's life forever.
He's a family man. He loves his kids, so like
They're everything to him.
32-year-old Francisco Gonzalez is fighting for his life at the hospital after his wedding Friday night turned into a nightmare.
We were in the backyard celebrating my sister's wedding with her husband, Francisco. Everything was going good, and a lot of people had already left. There was just a few of us back there.
Surveillance video briefly captures two people walk in front of the home on Neosho Street around 1 a.m., coming into the backyard where the celebration was happening. Yarba Pina says the two men wore ski masks when they came in between the houses.
One of them had a gun, and it was held up to my brother-in-law's head.
That's when she ran for help.
It was very terrifying.
She heard the gunshot ring out, and the surveillance video captures the blur of the two running away. Police called it a robbery. Lapina says they left without taking anything. She doesn't know who would do this.
I thought it was a joke at first.
The sisters live next door to each other. The newlyweds have been together for a decade and have two children.
My brother-in-law, he's a very good man, a good father.
According to crime data, there have been 12 shootings and 2 robberies in the Dutchtown neighborhood this year, a slight decrease from last year. The cameras outside the home captured just a brief moment, but the family is hopeful it can help police and that someone else might know something.
I actually felt safe before. Now I don't.
All right, so we've reached out to investigators to find out if there have been any similar crimes and where things stand on that investigation. They are hoping that there might be some other surveillance video out there that could help them piece together who was behind this crime.
I'm definitely going to try to follow up on this, man.
It's fucking horrifying, man.
Definitely going to try to follow. Shout out to Greg McNeely, man. Salute to you, man. Kofi19 says FBI statistics show that at least one of, I guess, the kids in that program will be a non-consensual child.
He did say 90% of them go on to graduate high school.
The guy got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they black, but they didn't get shit.
Yeah, they didn't take nothing.
You saw him run away.
He got scared by the gun.
Wow.
You know, I knew
the victim tonight. The family telling me he remains unconscious, but they remain hopeful that he will pull through. In downtown, Alexis Zotos, First Alert 4.
A really heartbreaking story, Alexis. Thank you. Now to
Tonight, we are following up on a Maryland police chase that ended in a fiery crash in D.C. That crash killed 2 people, and in the past 20 minutes, we learned one of those victims was just 17.
Yeah, Anne Arundel County police say they were chasing the car that was linked to a series of armed robberies. Our Delia Gonzalez is live along Southern Avenue tonight. And D, we know you've been talking to neighbors who witnessed that crash all day, and I'm sure that was just so traumatizing.
That's Southeast. That's where, like, 70% of the bullshit happened in DC.
They're right by me. I don't think it's 70% anymore. I think a lot of the crime to move to the white neighborhoods.
What white neighborhoods?
In DuPont Circle and Shaw and shit.
This is weird.
This niggas carjacked that car in DC. Look where they carjacked it from.
No, I'm talking about homicides and shit like that. Like, yeah, other crime, yeah. But homicides, this is where they happen at.
Absolutely. Folks say it was the worst thing that they have ever seen. In fact, so many members of the community really heartbroken over what happened here. In the last hour, we see that family members came by and dropped off flowers and some balloons at the site of this horrific crash. You can see the tree there is simply torched. Check out the leaves still singed by the flames that were so absolutely in.
That tree is like, man, that tree, like, I ain't tripping. Fuck that shit. That little teeny tree got hit by a fucking car, killed a bunch of people, and it's just sitting there like, man, what? What's good, my nigga? Like, what?
Standing
like
10
what?
roots on it.
Standing 10 roots down, man. Like, man, tree just like, shit, man. That little tree. That's a little teeny tree. That tree probably is 40 years old. If that, maybe 30. What you think, John?
My first thought is that's the only way a nigga gonna chop a tree down is he's running over.
They still couldn't do that right, man.
Hey, like trees have been killing sons for a long
family
time.
members came by and dropped off flowers and some balloons at the site of this horrific crash. You can see the tree there is
You
simply
gotta hold up, man.
torched.
You gotta go in reverse for a little bit. Roll back for like 2 seconds. Look at that fence. Them niggas ran that fence down. Look at that shit.
I didn't notice that.
Whoa, shit. Landlord just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's some real steel right there, man.
Landlord got to pay for that, man. The landlord got to pay for that.
That stuff costs money. That's steel.
That raw that
Site of this horrific crash. You can see the tree there is simply torched. Check out the leaves still singed by the flames that were so absolutely intense. We just got information from DC police about 15 minutes ago. They say this car was a silver BMW. It was traveling and driving so fast that after it slammed into this tree, that car, they say, actually split in half. A portion of the vehicle right here slamming into
So that tree is a Jeep.
Wow.
That tree is a gangster.
Hey, John. If this happened in front of your property, how would you adjust to that?
Man, you have to file insurance. Let me tell you a funny story. I used to own an apartment building where one of the apartment owners behind me had built like a big tall ass raw fence that you see that steel fence is. Niggas used to take jacks for a car and jack the fucking fence open so they could walk through the shit as a shortcut. No bullshit. No bullshit. They put a jack in between.
Shortcut.
Shortcut, bro.
Wow.
I feel for that landlord though, man. Hey, he'll be all right though.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. That tree though right there, man. God damn, that tree is gangster, man. That tree is just sitting there like, yo, that's a little tree, man. That's not a big tree. That joint split a car in half and it got burned, and it's just sitting there like, what? Like, yo, I'm here. Counting me out. The fence gone. Trees are amazing, man. I tell you, man, trees are fucking amazing.
Bill that we tried to cut out, but I have to warn you, many may still find it disturbing. For those traveling on Southern Avenue, passing by the remains of a car crash is nothing new. But this time, it's different.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
You got everybody coming. We have multiple casualties on scene.
Around 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, a police chase that started in Anne Arundel County ended in a...
Look at that car. God damn. They made it from Anne Arundel County to fucking Southern Avenue.
That's a long way, bro.
That is a long, and it's a windy way too, man. But they took 50. They took 50, and then they got over 50 and got on what?
Can't you go out Branch Avenue, Route 5 or something?
Yeah, you go that way. But
I don't really know that way that well.
These motherfuckers, God damn, Anne Arundel. Yeah.
Anne Arundel County ended in a fiery crash just over the DC line. 2 people died.
Okay, I got one.
That
People
tree,
burned to death.
That tree right there is still standing.
Yo, shout out to nature, man. Salute. Feels different.
Still standing.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
God, dog, that tree got a new outfit on and everything.
Man, that tree can stand up to a sun, man. No problem.
Maybe trees could be helpful somehow in dealing with the Sunman problem.
Oh man, they tried that back in the day, man.
Hey, you did say look at some man like trees, man. You did say that.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man.
2 people died.
Okay, I got one here, barely breathing, burned badly. I got another one pinned under the car, burned badly.
I heard the noise and I came out. I was in my backyard. I saw the helicopters so I came out front. And as soon as I came out, I saw the cops arresting the kid that survived. I saw the cops try to put an extinguisher on the car to get the other kid out, but it was just too much fire.
Just killed your buddies. Police arrested a 19-year-old man and
You just killed your
Look at those
fucking
ankles.
buddy. Yeah, look at him.
That nigga survived all that.
But the driver always survives somehow.
How often do that guy in that car, giving those things, man, see things like this right here?
If he's a police officer in DC, yeah, he sees stuff like this all. These kids right here, they were going so fast that they split the car in half. And of course, this guy is unscathed.
Hey, was there a nigga like laid out in front of when you first saw this video? It looked like there was a body laid out in front.
Nah, the other guy was pinned under the car. No, he was in the car. Yeah. So this guy right here, he's the one the lucky one. The other unlucky one, he couldn't be saved.
Kid that survived. I saw the cops try to put an extinguisher on the car to get the other kid out, but it was just too much fire.
Just killed your buddies. Police arrested a 19-year-old man and charged him as a fugitive from justice. Anne Arundel County police say the trio inside the car were responsible for a string of armed robberies of people at ATMs.
I was talking to one a DC Metropolitan officer. I said, this is the only peaceful time that we're going to get because all the caution tape is up.
Keith Jones lives off Southern Avenue and said sadly the crash stopped the usual speeding cars. He hopes more patrols will slow people down for good.
I just be in fear. One, and stuff like that. I got to have 4 eyes instead of 2 eyes. DC police is doing a lot. I see it. Okay? But the drivers and them, they will race you.
So he used to seeing that all
Live
the
on
time.
Southern Avenue, you can see that makeshift memorial really just has grown within the last hour. Flowers and balloons for the 2 young men who did not make it after this crash, including a 17-year-old young man.
That had been spending
Yeah,
the
the
better part of that
demon
day.
carjackers. Yeah, rip, I guess.
Wow.
Gone too soon, not soon
Also
enough.
confirming the sole survivor who is now a suspect in this case. He is 19-year-old Dimitri Kroger of Southeast. We were told he was sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We just got an update from the courts. He was expected to be arraigned earlier today. However, he is in surgery right now, and we're told he will appear in court after he recovers. We're live here in Southeast. Celia Gonzalez, W.
Of course, he got 9 life-threatening, injuries. Of course, he does.
Broke a bone or something.
Wouldn't be complete if the healthcare system didn't have to pay some other costs for him here. I'm sure he's got insurance and everything.
Oh, don't worry, the taxpayers are going to
French
pay
Quarter
for all
tour
that.
guide was gunned.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
French Quarter.
You'll never guess the reason behind it either.
A French Quarter tour guide was gunned down, and tonight we are hearing from those closest to her.
David Jones has more from family and friends who say Christy Thibodeau's killing was senseless.
Liz, I spoke today with her boss and her brother, both of whom spoke of Thibodeau's love for others and of the city she lived in. Slidell, but she lived in Slidell, but commuted to the French Quarter on weekends to lead tours.
Enough is enough. There's too much of this going on.
43-year-old Christy Thibodeau is spoken of
in high regard.
She was a legitimate ambassador of the city.
She would quite often put herself last in order to make others happy.
Her brother, Michael Gio, still has not processed the loss.
I think all of us need our time to figure out what life is going to be like without Christy.
Thibodeau worked in the French Quarter, where she was killed, leading walking tours for Crawl, New Orleans.
She brought so much joy and just entertainment to tourists that were visiting the city.
Brian Kane is the owner of Crawl, New Orleans.
Yes, she was part of the staff, but we all had a personal relationship with her.
Kane says he also was a friend of Thibodeau's.
It's hard to grasp at this point.
Her unique ability to connect with people.
It just don't seem like he really gives a damn.
It's so sterile when you're talking about this
What's
stuff.
up, Mayo? Mayo, what's happening, man? Mayo.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it been, bro?
I'm telling you, man, we missed out 2 years ago. We should have opened that chain of balloons, t-shirts, and fucking stuffed animal stores.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you must have got that good mic or something. You got a bit of an upgrade, did you not?
Hope
no,
all
this
is
is
well
on
with
the
you,
computer.
Mel.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. So, Mayo, man, what's been new, man? What you been up to, man?
Oh, same old shit, man. Trying to solve the world's problems.
Oh, yeah?
Can't solve the world's
Ain't gonna
problems,
happen.
man.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't no damn solutions, man.
Oh, there are. We just can't talk about them.
Well, we can't do nothing within the bounds of the Constitution, man. We can't do nothing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd prefer too if we could stick to like Western morals and not, and all this shit, but it doesn't seem like that's getting us anywhere good.
Well, if you want to stick to morals, we can doggone do something about that, man. But within the bounds of the Constitution, we can't do shit.
I kind of like the way France is leaning right now.
You really think that's here to stay? You think that the France is you don't think France is too far gone?
I'm not sure, but you know what? At least they're trying.
Yeah, but if it's too late, it's too late. Like it's kind of like, I mean, like
Yeah, but you start kicking motherfuckers back down to sub-Saharan Africa, you might get some decent results.
oh,
They might send the North
expelling
Africans back too, in my estimation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're
worse,
looking at
actually.
shutting down mosques, throwing these radical mosque leaders in prison.
Oh, okay, wow, okay, then
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they're on to
they're
something.
done with
Yeah.
it. They're done with it.
Oh,
There
wow,
are
yeah.
solutions. There are solutions, man, but they're just not within the bounds of the law, man. And then you got to
laws
deal
can be
with the
changed,
public.
sir.
You got to deal with
Laws
the
can be
public whenever you start to dissolve, actually solve the problem.
No, what you have to do is ignore the public.
You can't. You can't.
Yes, you
They're
can.
the taxpayer.
Yes, you can.
Those the people that actually keep this society running.
No.
Salute the,
They the people
salute the,
that just bitching.
yeah, exactly. The sisters and shit. What do sisters keep running? Come on, man.
They don't. Sisters don't keep nothing running. They all government jobs, man.
They destroy.
Yeah, but those jobs could be done by somebody else. They're not doing nothing
Yeah.
that only they could do. So salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Salute to Jeffrey G. He says happy 4th. Salute to Eric Assock, Nation Hall of Famer, coming through once again. Salute to Pamela Henderson, man. Also salute to all you guys for supporting the channel. Remember, hit the like button. That's the least you can do. The most you can do is take the $5 challenge. So at least hit the like button. At least let's get 400 likes tonight, man.
But
Very
you got to admit though, man, Yeah, I want people to hit the $5 challenge, man. But you got to admit, though, there is some solutions that actually can be had. There is.
Not even
For
genocidal
gun
ones, in
crime?
my opinion. You
No.
put these people
No.
that
Not even
work against the
genocidal, man.
No, the 94 crime bill worked rather well.
Yeah, it did. That's the only thing Joe Biden ever did that was good. Ever.
Hold on,
Correct.
hold on. The 94 crime bill, during that time, I was alive during those years in Blackistan, 94 to what? 94 to 2020, right? Or was it repealed before that?
It was repealed before that, and it was repealed in pieces, really.
But
Yeah,
come on, y'all did not. They couldn't deny the numbers at that time, man. Because after that, man, those numbers actually was looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, and that
Crime
three
went
strikes
down
you're out
after
the
that.
church.
After that, Biden doggone. And man, after Biden did that, man, crime went down, and you all know it.
Yep.
So mass incarceration
Births
then
in
is
the black community went down. They got so many pookies off the street.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. It was still compared, like we're talking about, like, okay, take a place like DC. So before the crime bill, you're talking about 400 homicides a year. Afterwards, you're talking about 300. Then it got down to 200 a year, right? Then it even
That's
got
good,
down
ain't
below
it?
200. Hold on. And then it got down below 200. That's still a lot of fucking homicides, man. Like
But
even
also a lot
Philly
less homicides.
went down. Philly got down to where they were averaging 280 a year for almost a decade. And now they're back up. But yeah, listen, yeah, I think it did good. It did good in that respect that like it made the numbers manageable, but it was still like fucking absurd.
But it helped out in the rural areas, man. It really did. Where we didn't see nothing. It was just in those inner cities. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Biden, man. Shout out to Biden for that, man. Even though he's gone, kind of like to the left, at least he gave us those 20 years of less violence than we've ever seen in out of the Sun community.
He still left us with an educational gap, man. I mean, even in the rural areas, man, where they say that the education is good, you got 40% is actually able to do math over there in the rural areas where they say the schools are actually good compared to the inner cities. You know?
Yeah.
Good God. Harlem, Georgia, of all places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She brought so much joy and just entertainment to tourists that were visiting the city.
Brian Kane is the owner of Crawl New Orleans.
Yes, she was part of the staff, but we all had a personal relationship with her.
Kane says he also was a friend of Thibodeau's.
It's hard to grasp at this point.
Her unique ability to connect with people, combined with her love of the city, made her one of their top tour guides, Kane says.
She was the life of the party, and the mother hen all in once. So she took care of all the people on her tour. She wanted people to see New Orleans in the best light.
3 teenagers were arrested for the crime. 19-year-old Josh.
3 teenagers, you already know that. That's enough.
What could the motive be?
Yeah, that's enough description right there. 3 teenagers, you know what it is.
Well, 3 teenagers were arrested for the crime. 19-year-old.
What'd you say?
If the first name begins with J.A.
Probably not Jackson.
Yeah.
Man, the white folk ain't gonna never wake up, man. This shit's crazy.
And I'm a New Orleans glad
Teenagers were arrested for the crime. 19-year-old Joshua Bonifacio, 17-year-old Jerben Albarak, and a 15-year-old boy, identified only as John Q, were booked with second-degree murder and attempted armed robbery. Court documents obtained by Fox 8 show the 19-year-old told detectives the 3 robbed 3 other men earlier and stole a bag. Bonifacio, the 19-year-old, then told detectives they stopped near Thibodeau on St. Peter's Street. John Q attempted to rob her, he said, and ended up shooting and killing her. Gio says he and Thibodeau's family are grateful to NOPD for making such quick arrests in the case, and now they want to see the three brought to justice.
She loved going down there to the city of New Orleans. She loved bringing people on tours, showing them the things that she loved about the city. Doing what she loved ended her life.
Bond was set today at $1.1 million for Alberac and Bonifacio, while the 15-year-old must first appear in juvenile court until District Attorney Jason Williams' office decides whether to prosecute him as an adult. This was the second fatal French Quarter shooting in 8 days.
2 adults and a juvenile are in custody today, booked with the murder of a popular local tour guide.
Here we go.
She was shot in her car in the French Quarter early Sunday morning. WWL Louisiana investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein was the first to get the arrest reports on this case. He's joining us in the studio now with more on the 3 suspects and the tributes that are pouring in for this victim, Mike.
They ain't Italian.
Christy Thibodeau was fatally shot during a botched robbery about 4:30 in the morning. According to police documents that we obtained, 2 of the suspects confessed, admitting to another robbery just a short time earlier.
The nature of the way that this happened is.
Let me say something. Oh, man, this just shows that white people don't care about no justice, man. They don't care about none of it. I don't hear no outcry. I don't hear anything after all of this stuff that's actually going on out here.
You know what?
They don't care. They do not care.
White people are more measured. They're less emotional. That's how white people act. Like, that's how they act. I do agree that I would like to see emotion and outrage from this, like, kind of like
that's what I'm saying. It's literally no fucking like fuck you. It's no fuck you out here.
Yeah,
nothing.
Kind of like how we saw on January 6th. That was kind of like a orgasm or climax of a lot of frustration. But yeah, I do agree, man. I would love to see this guy be like, man, fuck, man, they killed.
That's what I'm looking for. But these crackers are doggone weak as fuck, man.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
Why are they so weak like this?
We got a couple of gliders. Yeah, that I think that plays a small part, but I think it's just temperament. Like temperament. Like if these were Asians, the temperament would be even more like.
Also, if this guy were to really say what was on his mind, you think they'd put that shit on the air anyway?
It doesn't matter. Why don't he just do it anyway? It doesn't even matter.
They won't.
It's his sister, man. It's his sister. If that was my sister, man.
No, that's not. That's not the brother. That's the owner of the establishment that she did tour guides for. The brother was some guy on the phone.
Oh my bad.
But I agree with you. Shit, man. You ain't getting no like arguments from me. I wish they were saying shit out here. But I mean, I'll tell you this: every glider in New Orleans, whether they, whether it's unconscious or conscious.
But the thing is, man, it's so much.
Hey, hold on, man. You gotta delay or something, man. You gotta let people finish this statement. You gotta let.
I mean, that was it. I'm just saying, like, we know who the threat is, but a lot of people, they are, asleep to it. They're not woke.
I personally think, man, listen, I personally think that gliders have a different temperament and they handle situations differently. And in this case, New Orleans being a flagship city, a democratically run city where LaToya the Destroyer she won the mayorship there, where the police chief is a black woman, where the district attorney is a black man. In that city, where those people voted for those people, I'm assuming that those people are woke. The white people there are woke. I can't see the white people there being conservative or based.
A lot of the French Quarter white people that would be giving tours and doing this. I mean, I'm promising.
I thought it was a city I thought it was a part of that city that actually broke off from, The main city over
Thinking
there.
of Baton
in
Rouge.
Joseph's. Yeah, that's Baton Rouge. But here's the thing: those people there are woke, so like they may even look at this and be like, the system failed these kids. The 15, they may hear it was a 15-year-old involved, and they may be feel bad for the 15.
And you mean to tell me white people just not connecting the dots on why in the world? That's just
It
mind-boggling
has
to
nothing
me.
to do. It
And
has
these
nothing
supposed to be the smartest people in the freaking in the world.
Yeah, but white liberals are blind.
Well,
Yeah.
they know who the threat is. I mean, like,
Yeah.
they know who they have
That's
to be
why
afraid
they don't
of.
live around.
They don't know who the threat is. No way.
Oh yes,
No
they
way.
do.
I disagree.
And that's why they don't live around them.
Yeah, and they don't
Let
send
me
their
let
kids
me
to school
read.
with them and that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's telling you,
They
even at an
definitely.
unconscious level, they understand. It's like a prey predator thing. They know who the threat
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, when you won't let your kids, no matter what you say, no matter if you get up in front of the news and say, "Oh my God, the police need to be defunded because they killed Pookie," and then your kid, and then you're making what, $80,000 a year, and you're
If
living in
they
a
knew, if
Hey,
they
hold on,
knew
man.
who in the world, man, if they knew who in the world to live.
Let me drop you right quick, man. You out of control, man. But this is listen. If you making $80,000 a year, right, and you pay $20,000 for your kid to go to elementary school, just so he doesn't have to share a school with sons, and you fucking forego vacations, you're like going to the food pantry and shit to get like, you might buy your steaks and your milk from the grocery store, but you get your other staples from the food pantry, you recycle, you wear hemp clothes and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, your parents may have given you a house because white people pass down property, but you spend $20,000 for your kid to go to elementary school, so he doesn't have to be around sun turds. That speaks more than anything.
I hope they show the mugshots because these are some extra crispy sun men, sun teens.
Salute to Doug Chuck, man. He says, hey, your take on the Corrupt Innocence project is finally catching attention. Check out the story on Paige Kaneb. I just watched a short expose on her. Salute Nation, RIP DVK. Paige Kaneb. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. But yeah, okay, I'll check that out. But yeah, listen, man. This guy right here, yeah, he's probably woke. Just looking at him, he looks like he listens to like De La Soul and Wu Tang and Public Enemy. He looked like he would go to a Public Enemy concert and shit. He looks like he probably will see some brothers, somewhere, maybe make some small talk with some brothers or something like that. He don't look like the type of guy that would be like terrified of sons, but he looked
No,
like the
he's
type
a
of guy that
tour company. He runs a tour company in the French Quarter. He's around sun people every day.
yeah,
I
he
used to work in
looks
the
like
quarter.
he'd be comfortable. Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable around sons, but I bet you he would not subject his kids to sons.
I
And
can't
that's
tell you the
where
amount of drunk sun men I had to push off of the stoop to get into the place of business that I was trying to get into in the French Quarter at like 6 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, his family's living out in Covington.
Yeah,
Could be.
Yeah, this guy right here, man. Yeah, good. Yeah, no doubt. This guy, listen, man. His hands are tied. What is he gonna say? Like, what is this guy gonna say? What's this guy gonna say? I mean, his crawl, his business will get boycotted. It'll be like it's just not worth it, man. Just you lost a tour guide. Sucks. Keep it pushing. That's your public face. You can grab behind the scenes.
It's heartbreaking.
He says
43-year-old.
He says the wrong thing, and his whole tour business is dead in 3 months.
She could have helped herself by not being out there where she was at 4:30 in the morning, sitting in her car.
Oh yeah, you don't. What did I say about? What have I said from the start about car sitting?
Yeah,
I don't think you were a fan
one
of
of the
it, as
most
I
dangerous
recall.
things you can do in the hood.
Yeah, and it's the French Quarter of the hood though. But
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was comfortable there. She's a tour guide. She felt at home there.
Yeah,
I used to
she
do
got too
live
comfortable.
streams in hoods. I used to do 6-hour live streams in my car in hoods. And some minute be walking past and shit, and motherfucking cars be going past, and
Yeah, but you don't look like you easy lick.
Shit.
You're a
Fuck
big
to
dude.
them, man. To them sitting, listen, man. Let me tell you something. To them, ain't no such. You could be Shaq size, man. It ain't no.
Yeah, but you ain't a daytime lick, dude.
All that
I've never
masking,
been
you
doing
more
that, man.
easily catch a stray bullet, though.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me just tell you something, man. Sons, listen. They don't respect any the young sons nowadays. They don't respect anybody, man. There's no respect. There's nothing that can save you from young sons nowadays.
Christy Gio Thibodeau may have grown up in St. Bernard Parish and recently lived in Slidell, but her heart was in the French Quarter, where she gave tours as an employee of Crawl New Orleans.
She was a fixture in the community. She was very loved and known. And it makes it that much more difficult that she's someone that, likely, gave advice to people about being careful and watching your surroundings.
Now, 19-year-old Joshua Bonifacio and 17-year-old Gerben Albernack.
That ain't no Italian, that's for sure.
Wow.
So a bunch of fucking proto-humans.
Wow.
Super predators.
I'm saying.
Wow.
That's a human velociraptor.
They don't feel pity or remorse or fear.
No.
Wow.
And they all going down for felony murder.
Yeah, it's almost as like they don't understand like what's going on. They're supposed to be sobbing in these mugshots.
Well,
Like
and the 19-year-old using the other two because they was underage. We know how this works.
Salute to Dada Narikin. He says, "Happy 4th. Those that don't support 2A rights shouldn't be able to celebrate the 4th. Only patriots picked up arms for the freedoms we have." Alan Talk says, "It's $5 lousy, y'all. Ock works his ass off, bringing you content. It's like 2 tacos. Who will get my back for 3 hours of content? Come on." Shout out to you, Alan Talks, man. You get it, man. Shout out to you, man. This is a thankless job sometimes, man. But shout out to the people that support the channel, man. I look at it like this, man. Salute to the ones who do support the channel. Salute to the people that have, like Mayo's been here for years, man, making his reappearance. After how long has it been since you've been on here, Mayo? 2 years?
Man, no, probably about a year and a half.
A year and a half? Okay,
Came
yeah,
up from
man.
deep cover.
Yeah, we got Mayo back in the building, man. It's a happy day, man. Yeah, a lot of the new people get to be reintroduced. I don't think a lot of these new people know you, man. Mayo's original glider, man. original bass glider. Yeah, man.
19-year-old Joshua Bonifacio and 17-year-old Gerben Albernack are booked in Thibodeau's murder, along with a 15-year-old who was booked in juvenile court. In police documents obtained by WWL Louisiana, the two adult suspects admitted they were engaged in a robbery spree in the French Quarter, both telling officers that the juvenile was the one who fired the fatal shot as Thibodeau sat in her car on St. Peter Street near Royal. Detectives wrote that they obtained video of the attacker's black Camaro, and using the car's distinctive decals, they then traced it to a traffic stop a month ago by Jefferson Parish deputies. From there, the detectives found the car at Bonifacio's address in New Orleans East.
This is not a standalone incident, unfortunately, and it's something that we're seeing more and more often, and something that I think legitimately needs to be addressed.
Crawl's owner, Brian Kane, said word spread quickly about the tragedy among Thibodeau's circle of family and friends.
It's devastating. You never want to hear this happening to anyone, let alone someone that is, really dear to myself and to our team.
Now, Kitty and Cherise, plans are in the works for a memorial and fundraiser for Thibodeau on Sunday, starting at 4 in the afternoon, and a GoFundMe account is being set up to help with expenses. For more information, go to our website, wwltv.com.
Thank you. Now to the very latest info about the woman who was killed.
Wow. Oh, man. Damn. These things are fucking. Salute to Wolf Ram Viking. He says we aren't weak. We get canceled for what we say. He's talking about white people. Yeah, white people we aren't weak. I mean, as a collective, yeah, they're not weak. Not at all. Not at all weak. But they subject to being to being victims of their own devices. Like they'll create societies, then they'll create like 10 commandments, and 10 commandments is fine. Then they'll create a constitution, and then they'll create amendments, and then bylaws, and then they start eating them. It starts turning on them, and then immigration, and then once you have immigration, you have people who were never meant to live under all that bullshit you just created. You fuck yourselves.
They go from making people 3/4 of, it's not good decisions over time.
There's a reason that Middle Eastern and African nations operate best under a brutal ruler.
Yep.
And a self-appointed one at that.
Yeah, totalitarian. The strong man. And that's what they want too. They don't want a democracy. Democracy has to be forced onto them by Western countries.
Mm-hmm. And it don't work out. When they're given the choice, it don't work out.
We're even destroying democracy just by this being a multicultural country. We're destroying it. Like we're subtly
we're giving power away. Look at these female judges acting crazy lately.
Telling you, man. I got a video coming on them tomorrow, man. Shout out to Male Monkey. He said, let's see 4 donations match this. Shout out to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Mayo says 4 donations to match that, man. We'll see, man. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. Shout out to Male Monkey. Let me see, man. Wow. A lot of black on white crime. I'm just senseless though.
Totally out of the norm.
It's just there's no rhyme or reason to that. Like these murders, like just shot some woman in the head who was sitting in the car. Yeah, it's a robbery, attempted robbery. Yeah, but you just shot her in the fucking head and didn't get anything. Let's okay, we'll see this one. What do we got here?
An Irvine couple. An Irvine couple robbed at gunpoint right in front of their home.
Yeah, now they're sharing their terrifying experience and warning others. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi live in Irvine with their story for us. Camilla.
Annabelle and Michael, this all happened Friday night after the couple returned home from dinner. The couple says several armed men got out of a car and ambushed them right after they pulled into their garage. The terrifying moments for this Irvine couple who did not want to be identified.
The first one had a gun to my head. I tried to fight him off, and then 3 more came, and then I got hit with the gun.
The couple recounting what happened Friday night after being robbed at gunpoint right in front of their own home. The couple says they had just gotten back from dinner in Costa Mesa, and then the unthinkable.
I feel like they followed us from South Coast.
I think it's crazy because you think that Irvine is just so safe.
The couple says several armed men got out of a car and in seconds took off with an expensive watch, jewelry, and a bag.
80 to 100,000, but then they grabbed her cell phone, her purse, her passport,
My jewelry.
their jewelry.
And it was just like give me your bag, like a knock.
So they came into the restaurant and like scoped them. And saw
Yeah, he was
their
wearing like a
jewelry.
fucking Rolex or some shit.
Yeah,
Which, you know, you would think people would learn not to do in California.
I'd go straight to the waitress or the bartender.
You think they're working with the criminals?
Oh yeah.
See, I don't think it's that deep, man.
It could have just as easily been Sons outside who scoped him out.
Yeah, man, it don't gotta be that deep though, man. It could just be like that's elaborate too. Like that's an elaborate. Maybe you would find a case like that every once in a blue moon, but the majority of the time, Sons kind of streamline things.
Very much on the intelligence side of the operation.
Nonverbal kind of thing.
The couple describing the thieves wearing all black and in ski masks.
No shit.
I was thinking the worst. I thought I was gonna, get shot or possibly get killed. So I tried to fight for my life at that moment. They're playing in the street in a car, with 5 gunmen come out, and they're going 100 miles down the street.
The couple, now worried for their safety, are hoping whoever did this is caught.
I'm scared. I don't feel safe. I feel like, especially since something's been done, I feel like they're going to come back.
And be safe, like it could happen like in any neighborhood.
The couple tells me the thieves took off in a dark colored sedan. Irvine police is looking for any surveillance video in this case. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. In Irvine, Camilla Rambaldi, NBC 4 News.
WNBA released the All-Star rosters on Tuesday. Both Caitlin.
Right now.
The family of an innocent young father stabbed to death in the Bronx is calling for justice after they say he was killed for simply witnessing a road rage incident. Police are still searching for the man responsible. CBS 2's Natalie Dudred spoke to the victim's sister, who's calling for that suspect to turn himself in.
Well, Cindy, we spoke to the heartbroken family asking how this could have happened, and friends here at the scene have started to leave candles saying the victim was dearly loved in the neighborhood. They say he was just hanging out when he got caught in the middle of a road rage incident he wasn't even a part of.
Now we're not going to see him again.
The sister of
Son Brito. What's his name? Probably Rivera or something.
Let's see him again.
The sister of 29-year-old Ronald Gomez Mesa is overcome with grief. She didn't want to show her face, but shared her family's devastation.
We're not going to see him at all. We're not going to see him smile. We're not going to see him laugh. His daughter is not going to enjoy his father. We're not going to be able to see him at all. And that's so unfair.
Police say it all started Tuesday around 4:30 p.m. on West Tremont Avenue. On surveillance video, a woman involved in a crash between a car and a scooter is seen holding a bat. Witnesses say she called her boyfriend, who showed up angry. You then see a man on a scooter across the street throw a bottle at the boyfriend. That man then rides off. Police say the boyfriend, enraged, then goes after a different man wearing red, sitting on a scooter, punching.
And he saw that dude too. That wasn't like a case of mistaken identity.
Yeah, exactly. He just had to. He couldn't. That surge of adrenaline that came through his glands, and created a glandular response. He couldn't redirect that.
what
So
was this
the
guy?
only outlet for that was to, you know what I mean?
I mean, I want to know the reasoning behind the can strike here, because you may have gotten. I mean, he may not have died if he hadn't thrown whatever he threw at this guy.
Well, the guy who threw it didn't die.
No, I know. I'm saying he's like, if that were me, I'd be feeling a little bit bad for the guy in the red who got stabbed to death as a result of me throwing a can at this sun man or sun woman, whatever it was here, sun man, and maybe just not get involved in this shit.
I think what happened was the boyfriend shows up and he's talking a lot of shit, and these guys probably like were tired of it. It's New York.
Involved in a crash between a car and a scooter is seen holding a bat. Witnesses say she called her boyfriend, who showed up angry. You then see a man on a scooter across the street throw a bottle at the boyfriend. That man then rides off. Police say the boyfriend, enraged, then goes after a different man wearing red, sitting on a scooter, punching and assaulting him. Another man, who family members say is Ronald Gomez Mesa, gets up to defend the man, and the boyfriend then runs at him.
He just went up to them and he started hitting him for no reason, because if he was not even part of that.
One of the ladies that was involved in the accident made a phone call to a person, and this person just came here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, sisters got that ability, man. They make phone. No one.
The deadly call.
Listen, Mayo, you were a serviceman, right?
Yes, sir.
At any point when you got in an altercation in public, could you call anyone from the armed services to come up there and kill somebody for you?
No, sir.
Mayo will do the
killing. Listen, right, facts. But listen, man, let me tell you something. I would say 90% of sisters have that power.
Oh, they know exactly who to call too.
The killer's
Yeah.
dialect.
Yeah. 90% of sisters have that power. Now, I would say about 30% use it, but the ones who don't use it, they may not know they have it, or they may be a little more restrained. But the vast majority of sisters can call somebody to come throw their lives away in a heartbeat. I'm talking about like that, just like this.
Oh, and
that's
she ain't even
power.
showing up. She ain't even showing up for your trial.
And how can you be the least protected when you're the only group that can do this? You're the
They
most
got
protected.
assassins on call.
Yeah, you're the most protected. And listen, Mayo, the guy don't got to be an assassin. The guy could never have committed a murder before.
Yeah.
That'll be his first murder.
Yeah.
They'll turn him into a murderer with situations like this.
On surveillance video, a woman involved in a crash between a car and a scooter is seen holding a bat. Witnesses say she called her boyfriend, who showed up angry. You then see a man on a scooter across the street throw a bottle at the boyfriend. That man then rides off. Police say the boyfriend, enraged, then goes after a different man wearing red, sitting on a scooter, punching and assaulting him. Another man, who family members say is Ronald Gomez Mesa, gets up to defend the man, and the boyfriend then runs at him.
He just went up to them and he started hitting him for no reason, because if he was not even part of that.
One of the ladies that was involved in the accident made a phone call to a person, and this person just came here stabbing people, punching people, without asking who's who, senseless.
Police say the scuffle escalated, ending in front of Rainbow Daycare, where investigators say Gomez Mesa was stabbed in the chest. He was taken to St. Barnabas Hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
We really need justice for this. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to be stabbed. He didn't deserve to die.
The Gomez Mesa family says they moved to New York City in 2010 from the Dominican Republic for better opportunities, and now their lives have been shattered. And a 3-year-old girl is without a father.
Killed him for no reason.
Police are still searching for the suspect. They say took off running. He was wearing all black clothing with red Crocs, and they're asking for anyone with information to come forward. In the Morris Heights section of the Bronx, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
A murder at Lenox Square is now solved. Today, a judge sentenced the man responsible to life without parole. It's more time than the prosecution requested. The murder happened in 2020, and it was all over a parking spot. New at 6, Channel.
So a murder from 2020 is just now being resolved.
20, and
that
it was
excellent court
all
system
over
down there in
a parking
Atlanta.
spot. New at 6, Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live inside the Fulton County Courthouse. And Mark, the judge called this an execution.
Best in the nation.
Yeah, a prosecutor here at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office says he used a big diagram of the.
You know whose office this is?
Yes, Fanny.
Fannie Willis.
Attorney's
Gorilla-
office says he used a big
Gorilla
diagram
Grip
of the
Pussy
Lenox Square
Power.
parking lot, along with mall surveillance video and much more, to explain to the jury what happened. He says the incident ended in the parking lot with a murder, but it started there too with what should have been a minor dispute over a parking spot.
On the count.
Of course, but a minor dispute over a parking spot. There's no such thing as a minor dispute. What is
Any
he
minor
talking
dispute
about?
is enough to get you killed in Pakistan.
Yeah, there's nothing minor. Shout out to Robert. No relation to Latoya the Destroyer Cantrell Jr. Savricks in the building. He says, imagine reading and remaining a remaining population to control. Imagine needing a remaining population to control that needs to be dumbed down on their own self-consumption of media information, as well as material lust. You have to delete the population of free-thinking individuals first. Yeah, everything's not a conspiracy. Some of this stuff is happening organically. There's going to be too many people on the planet soon, and we're going to have to find new places for them to live, and we're going to have to build. We're going to have to build skyscrapers in the deserts. We're going to have to do what they do in China and in Dubai, make islands. We're going to have to do a lot of stuff, man, in the future, and it's not going to be conspiracy. It's going to be because it's going to be a reaction to forces put on by humans. Shout out to you, Savricks, man. JL says, Happy Independence Day. Forget how screwed up things are for a day. Spend some quality time with friends and family. Yeah, man, facts.
Forget about Juneteenth and think about this great country.
July is
Yeah, Juneteenth. June, how would you say?
I said forget about Juneteenth and spend some time thinking about this great country.
Yeah, man.
July is White History Month, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's I've heard something about that, but not officially.
I think Jesse Lee Peterson is spearheading that movement.
Yes, JLP, yes.
It's not official, man. Let's put it like that. It ain't official.
It ended in the parking lot with a murder, but it started there too with what should have been a minor dispute over a parking spot.
On the count of murder, I'm going to sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. This case.
I want to sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. The matter of fact way she says that is it's perfect, man, because the matter of fact way that they take lives, the matter of fact way they carjack people, the matter of fact way they do everything negative or everything antisocial is in the matter of fact way.
We
So I
need
like
to
the fact that
sentence
the
them with the
judge,
same abandon that they treat society with.
yeah, I like the fact that the judge said, I'm going to sentence you to life in prison without possibility of parole.
What should have been a minor dispute over a parking spot.
On the count of murder, I'm going to sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. This case is particularly disturbing. It was described by witnesses to the murder as an execution. It was pure evil, with a gun pointed to the back of that victim's head when you pulled the trigger and killed a man, leaving his family and his child with no father.
The law, a Lenox Square parking lot, and a life lost.
On March 8, 2020, defendant Ricky Lafarge shot and killed Twan Nguyen in the back of the head in the parking lot of Lenox Mall, all over a dispute over a parking spot.
Chief Senior Assistant Fulton County DA John Whitenauer says he recommended life, but because of his age at the time of the murder, 19, and his lack of an adult criminal record, with the possibility of parole, plus 5 years for Ricky Lafarge. But Judge Alice Benton exceeded that, ordering life without parole, plus 5.
Someone lost their life over a parking space.
Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis.
Your reaction to the sentence?
I'm pleased with it. I understand why the judge gave the sentence she gave.
We're told Danielle Russell tried the case with Whitenauer.
The judge did the right thing in this case.
Whitenauer says an SUV carrying Lafarge and 4 others zipped into a parking space Nguyen and his girlfriend had been waiting on to open up. Nguyen and Lafarge's group exchanged words from a distance.
Lafarge is wearing the KC hat.
Lafarge's group went to the mall food court. Prosecutors believe Nguyen, unarmed and outnumbered, must have seen them leaving and followed them out. During the confrontation, Lafarge, who had a gun in a sling bag, circled behind Nguyen and moments later shot him. Lafarge's group fled in an SUV but quickly crashed, and Lafarge ran off but left the gun and a hat with his DNA behind. Defense lawyer Patrick Brackley.
Defense was Mr. Lafarge took out the weapon, attempted to strike the victim, and the gun accidentally went off. A defense which the jury evidently rejected, but that I believe will hold water.
As well they should.
There's no evidence that Mr. Nguyen.
Hey, he tried to hit him with the barrel of the gun.
Yes.
The back of his
I
head.
think the guy who represented
That'll
her
work.
Caring had an easier time doing a defense than this guy.
That's a 200 IQ move, yeah.
Wow.
Whenever threw any punches at Mr. Lafarge.
It was senseless. There were multiple people around. It was in broad daylight.
I know that we have people that are saying, well, they won't go to popular spots in Atlanta. I'm not willing to give up any of Atlanta to include Lenox Mall. We think that Lenox has taken great steps since this, but I plan to continue to shop there. I want my constituents to continue to shop there. And I'm going to work with law enforcement to make sure we keep that a safe environment.
Now, Whitenauer says on the witness stand, by the way, I understand that the names in purple are witness names. He says on the witness stand, Lafarge claimed that Nguyen initiated a fist fight with a member of Lafarge's party, and that man, who pled guilty under the First Offender Act to making false statements to the police, also made that claim on the stand, but none of the state's independent witnesses backed that up. We used video and photos obtained through the prosecution in our report. Reporting live, Mark Winnick, Channel 2 Action News.
Wow, Fanny's still at it, man. She back to her regular job, man. She trying cases, man. These are the cases that she's qualified to try. She was in over her head with the Trump thing. Way in over her head.
Oh, well, that's why she hired it out anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was in over her head, even if she had been focused 1,000%. But she was in a relationship with another prosecutor. She would have to have been like literally like on Adderall and consumed with that job. And she was a Sun woman needs focus, man. He's 100% focused on to do the job right. Let's see what else is going on, man. Wow. Wow.
Damn.
New
New at 10, an elderly woman is accused of killing her neighbor, and apparently his wife said she was powerless to save him. She witnessed the shooting on Baybriar Drive in Missouri City, but says the suspect threatened to kill her if she tried to help her husband. ABC 13's Alex Bazarjian is live outside HPD's Southwest Houston substation. So, Alex, what caused this woman to snap?
Well, the victim's wife said that her husband was really somebody who hung out in the neighborhood, was good to everybody, but this 75-year-old suspect was always giving them issues. She said the 75-year-old suspect really acted as a watchdog, but was more like a bully. And she says that after her husband was shot, she claims that the suspect stopped her from helping him and said that she'd shoot her.
He ain't supposed to go like this.
Tammy Evans says her husband Daryl lost his life inches from their home. According to Houston police, he was shot by his longtime neighbor, 75-year-old Barbara Blue.
Last thing I heard him say was, why you hate me? So I have never did nothing to you, you know, been nothing but good to you. And she shot him 3 times. Pop, pop, pop.
Evans says her husband might still be.
Damn, he's begged for his life. She's still more.
Why you hate me? So I have never did nothing to you, you know, been nothing but good to you. And she shot him 3 times. Pop, pop, pop.
Evans says her husband might still be alive today had Blue allowed her to render aid. Instead, she says Blue turned the gun on her.
I was going back and forth, trying to still go to him. And my husband was on the ground and he had his own, raising his arm up like this saying, go back, Tammy. She gonna shoot you.
Neighbors we spoke to described Blue as a bully. They say she complained about noise, kids playing in the street, and at times where Daryl parked his cars.
I always wanted to control the neighborhood.
Andrea.
So this was over a parking space too.
Jesus Christ.
This is a black Karen.
They say she complained about.
Yeah, man. This is. What can you say, man, about this?
Noise, kids playing in the street, and at times where Daryl parked his cars.
I always wanted to control the neighborhood.
Adrian Thompson only moved in a year ago, but he says he and Daryl became close. Daryl's favorite chair now sitting empty on the lawn.
It's going to be a sad day in the neighborhood for a while because, you know, like I say, everybody always came to Daryl's house.
A house Evans says feels empty without him.
She took my husband from me, my best friend.
Blue is currently charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but those charges could be upgraded pending the investigation. We did reach out to Blue's attorney, who says she was only recently appointed the case and couldn't comment further. In Missouri City, I'm Alex Bazarjian, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Wow.
Good Lord.
It just leaves you.
Oh, look at this. You see this Taylor Casey thing?
A disturbing scene in
This one?
where a man driving a Mercedes is seen slapping a young boy.
Oh, look at this fucking savage glider here.
New at 10. And
show that slapping the kid with autism. Other people show that. If I show that, they'll try to. You see, yeah.
I thought this Taylor. The Taylor Casey thing on the right is what I was talking about. This some woman who disappeared in the Bahamas.
Oh, her? They found her?
A desperate plea for help from family and friends of a missing Chicago woman. Taylor Casey was reported missing in the Bahamas on June 20th after she did not show up for her yoga class. Since then, some of her personal belongings have been found. NBC's Maggie Vespa spoke with Taylor's mother, who says this has all been a nightmare.
I need them on the island to act like it's their child that's missing.
An American mom whose adult daughter disappeared from the Bahamas is sounding alarms and sharing photos of the tent where she says 41-year-old Taylor Casey was staying, showing her bed and Bible. The Chicago Youth Program Director vanished 2 weeks ago from the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat on Paradise Island. Her family and friends traveling to the compound last week, now pleading with American authorities, including the FBI, to get involved.
The state of the investigation in the Bahamas right now, how would you characterize it? Non-existent.
So the whole
Casey's
reason
loved ones
I saw
alleging
this,
Bahamian police mishandled the investigation.
is because there's a bunch of black YouTube channels right now that are doing reporting on it, talking about how she must have been killed by the gliders that she was doing the yoga retreat with and shit. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. In the Bahamas, where 99%
There's a travel advisory.
Yeah, well, a travel advisory for black crime, and where 90% of the people you're gonna encounter in pretty much every capacity are black. And the tour, the person, they found all her shit in the ocean, and I'm pretty sure the boat driver who took her over there was black. Like,
come on, you haven't heard about the white yoga gangs prowling
went
the
there
Bahamas?
No, it's more like you can't be going on vacation with them. You know what? You gonna disappear, and they never gonna see you again. You go on vacation with them white people.
Yeah.
Like, god damn, the fucking delusion.
These Western women think that they can just go anywhere alone and they will conquer the place.
Yeah.
This is some sketchy shit for sure.
It was 1,000% the Sun Man.
Leaving that tent, a potential crime scene, open to the public and never distributing missing persons posters. They add police and staff at the retreat told them they'd initially alerted some guests, but not all, that a woman had disappeared and asked Casey's family not to approach guests, explaining
they were on vacation and they wanted to respect their privacy.
The family fearing Casey may have been targeted, with the U.S. in January issuing a level 2 travel advisory to the Bahamas, warning of rising crime. Meanwhile, police there say their investigation has been thorough.
We used our drone technology. We used our canine. We've used our divers.
Authorities in the Bahamas telling NBC News investigators found Casey's phone in the ocean, but that her passport is still missing. The yoga retreat saying in a statement, "We did our best to provide Casey's family with support, meeting with them along with the police and U.S. Embassy representatives on 2 occasions," adding they're providing guests with regular updates about the disappearance, and guests were encouraged to speak freely when Casey's family visited. That family growing more desperate by the day.
What do you think happened to your daughter?
I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to find out. Please, please, people, help me find my child.
That was Maggie Vespa reporting. A State Department spokesperson says it has been closely working with Bahamian officials on the case. The FBI had no comment.
Wow.
Plane crash in New York has claimed the lives of a family of 5 from Georgia. They were attending a youth baseball tournament. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Spence.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Fox 5's Kim Luffler has been working to gather details all afternoon and joins us live tonight. Kim, such a tragedy. What are you finding out?
Yeah, a really heartbreaking story. We know the family is from Alpharetta. I did speak with a family member over the phone, and he tells me they are all grief-stricken and calls this a terrible blow. Now, as you mentioned, the family was on their way back from that baseball tournament in New York when their plane crashed Sunday afternoon.
Wow.
Around 2 p.m. Sunday, New York State Police responded to reports of a plane crash in the town of Masonville near the Pennsylvania border. Multiple agencies searched the area and found the downed aircraft. Officials confirm Roger Beggs, his daughter Laura Van Epps, her husband Ryan, and their sons James Ryan and Harrison all died in the crash.
Wow.
They were just the nicest people and everyone knew them. And
That's a whole family wiped out. That's kind of like the Sun Man in Las Vegas, man. How he wiped out that whole family. Shit, man. Wow. That's so sad, man. So sad, man.
Hey, I gotta head out, man. I'll come back on soon.
Yeah, man. Please do, man. Shout out to Mayo Monkey, man. Off Nation Mount Rushmore, man.
All died in the crash.
they were just the nicest people and everyone knew them. And it's just devastating.
Family members say Roger was flying the small plane when the crash happened. The family was in New York for a big.
He was flying the plane that he killed his whole family in.
Well, I mean, shit could have gone wrong with the plane.
Yeah, it could have been that. It could have been pilot error.
He could have had a heart attack or something. Like, there's a lot of shit. Those little planes are, statistically speaking, a lot more dangerous than the big ones.
Oh man, infinitely
for good
more
reason, because there's a lot less, backup for things.
Yeah, infinitely more, and the people who fly them are a lot less experienced.
Right.
But yeah, infinitely more. They flew up to Alpharetta from,
I think Mark is in the back,
to Cooperstown from Alpharetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, when this
On a
happens, it takes out
different
the whole
note,
family.
Just on a different note, this is just random. I saw the NBA transactions. All of the agents, all of the managing director of agencies are all Jews crews.
Oh yeah. Oh
All of
yeah.
them. Hartenstein.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Edelman.
Oh yeah.
You can
You're right
hear
about that.
the names
Iconic.
of these agents and agency owners.
Without a doubt, man. Shout out to Mike DC 100. He says, Jews crew subversion crushed the gliders in Western civilization. They at least a major player behind modern turmoil. Agree, disagree. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Jews aren't like, you know what I'm saying? They're not like the nicest people when it comes to they're not the nicest people when it comes to, what do you say? White people. Yeah. They cause white people a little hell, man. They give white people hell. Yeah, they do.
But if they do horrible things, they will try and identify as a glider. That's what they do. These demons.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't blame them for everything. I'm not one of those people that's gonna blame them for every freaking thing.
Don't let Fish hear you that. Here, let you hear.
I'm telling you, man. Fish.
Not everything, but at least maybe 90%. Can you agree on that?
90 iconic?
85. That's my last.
Okay, I'll take 85. I'll take 85.
God. It's 85%, man. Wow.
That's not bad from somebody that hate Juice Crew badly. So I'll take the 85.
Damn, man.
I'm on your boat too. I like them, man. I don't think they're that bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you know them, when you know them personally, yeah, they're just like anybody else.
Yeah, I work with them too, but it's a little different because some of them are teachers. Ain't bad.
You can see the way they hated Kyrie Irving when he tried to identify as one of them. They put out the Bulldogs, the canine people, Shaq and Barkley went on the offensive.
So what about Mark Cuban? He looked past it.
Mark Cuban?
He looked past it, what Kyrie was saying.
Oh my God. You see that 7 injured after police chase leads to crash involving MTA bus?
Because he's about to sell the team when Kyrie joined the Mavericks.
Nah, he looked past it, man. Some of them are not. You'll have one out of the bunch. He looked past it.
Breaking news this time out of Brooklyn, where a police chase ended with a crash involving an MTA bus. Several people on board the bus injured. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan live at the scene in Bed-Stuy with what we know. Jim?
And Mike, this was a B-52 bus traveling along Gates Avenue here right at Malcolm X Boulevard. The bus is gone now, but you can still see some of the debris left behind after this accident. Let's go to some video that was shot just a short while ago before the bus left. You can see some of the damage to that bus. Again, a B-52 bus. The MTA says a car was being pursued by an NYPD cruiser. And in surveillance video, you can see the B-52 bus on Gates Avenue. One car hits another, and that car careens into the front of the bus. 7 people were hurt on board that bus, all of those folks with minor injuries. Obviously, the bus was damaged. The video.
Wow. That could have been a lot worse. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that shit could have been way worse. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Ock Nation, man. Salute to all you guys, man, supporting the channel. Shout out to Tex47. He says, Ock, these assholes are trying to set you up with the Juice Crew. Don't fall for it. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Salute to Glenn Lee Dickus. Glenn Lee Dickus. Jesus Christ. Keep up the good work, Ock and Company. Yeah, man. Facts, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Same black time, same black channel. Shout out to Margaret G. Salute to you for coming through, Margaret G. I'm out of here. Peace out.